All right, just a quick sell for my today's trading haul. I'm just gonna leave that one on, and well, see how it goes basically. Yeah. So this is just I'm just gonna record this and then put it up onto YouTube later.
Just German economy minister says German gas storage is 64.69% filled. Percentage is rising weekly. And just be aware, with all the Bitcoin stuff going on at the moment, Elon Musk and John Elkann speak at an Italian tech week at the moment. That's now ongoing. So we'll keep an ear out for comments from Elon Musk at that event, because he loves to drop a bomb or two. Germany Economy Ministry says Germany has built up 16 times as much gas reserves as Britain. It's almost like he's poking his tongue out. Right, we're just about 2 minutes away from the top of the hour. CBI distributive trades expected at 34.35 from 60 today.
Did you get those? That's the last one. I mean, I have more, but it's hard to find them in the book. I'm trying to find the quote.
10 seconds. Comes in at 11. Distributive trades at 11 from 35 after 60 last month. Sales expectations balance at 29 from 39 October over September. Total distributive reported sales at 21 from 45 last month. COVID-related news now. Sweden set to lift advice against non-essential travel October the 1st.
Let's see if the euro breaks out.
Do you see that, Alex P? in voice context.
Yeah, that's right.
So like I'm not using what you call it candles. I'm using bars. So you don't, I don't know if you can see the highs and the lows, but the blue line connects the closing price. The red line connects the high price, and the purple line connects a tactical price, where after the second trend line is broken, the red line, it connects those lower highs, and those could be used in the future as a tactical place to adjust your entry or exit according to the volatility or according to your aggressiveness.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna put a candle chart so you probably find it easier to read. You notice how the candle version is a little bit different. You can see like the first primary connects the lows. Second one tries to connect the first primary connects the close or the open, and the next one try to connect the lows and the highs. And the third one just is like a tactical version. But I didn't show the whole picture, I'm sorry, hold on. So my point is here, when you're drawing a trend line and you keeping tactics in mind, you should have some like pre-planned idea of, well, do I use only the highs, do I use only the close, or do I use both? That's in a downtrend, right? If you're drawing a downtrend line, then you say, do I want to connect the most points? I definitely want to connect the most points because that makes my trend line a lot more significant, right? So if I'm connecting the most points, I have to connect the most points. It probably won't be the first 2 points that make the trend line touch the most. It could be probably the first, and then you skip the second high, and you connect the third lower high in a downtrend. And then if that works, then you extend it, and then you just watch it. So if that trend line is broken, right? Remember, it has to be pre-planned. So you know, once it breaks, you want to make sure, is it closing above the trend line, or is it just a wick that goes above the trend line? So then you'd say, all right, so this trend line is not good. If it's a close, if I predetermine my close is where I determine my primary trend, then if the close above the trend line, and I only had so far only 2 bars, two dots touching, then my trend line is no good. I have to redraw my trend line. But if you predetermine is my close, my close I'm using, and the thing that breached the trend line was the wick, the part of the candle that did not close above the trend line, but during the day prices were above the trend line, you should draw another trend line, and that would be your first secondary whatever trend line. And it could either start there to develop your trades, or you could wait again to see if that's broken by extending it. And if then when that trend line develops a third trend line, a tertiary trend line, then you can say, well, all right, so this has to be like strong resistance or strong support, because if this is the primary trend that the underlying is going in, then if this line breaks, then I'm just completely wrong, that this thing is not trending, this thing is whipsawing everywhere, and then you can say, well, this is not tradable asset because it's not trending, right?
Yeah.
So that is the thing, and there's several there are several significance of a trend line, like significant aspects of the trend line that you should consider when you want to like predict certain things. And they all lie in the length, the steepness, the slope of the trend line. And there's another significance in how many points. I think it's how many points it touches. Yeah, I think it's how many points it touches. Like, yeah. So the length, the steepness, and yeah, steepness is the angle, yeah. And the length is how many periods or how many bars took up the length line. The length of the trend.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this where the coffee and cake is being given out?
Yeah, I mean that's morning, right?
Wait, who's giving cake?
I'm here for cake. If there's no cake, I'm pissed. It's
I'm here
right.
for the heating mat.
No, if there was cake, I would have known. Okay, so
Oh, actually, Swing, is your wife still making cakes?
Yeah,
Yeah, we need to
actually quite a lot.
yeah, there's a whole production line kitchen.
Concerns underweight on emerging markets. FX says risks around China growth and property sector are rising.
The whole condominium's turned into a production line for your wife, huh?
Yeah, the sofa in the living room is like full with boxes.
Good.
At some point she's gonna make more money than me, then I'm fucked.
What does it do? Ask me how. Do you have a name, or do we call you? What does it do? I'm assigning you a name. It's gonna be. Trying to think of something not meaning. John. Hello, John. How you doing? How's trading been going today, Alex?
the trading is okay. The last thing I did was close a sell in gold because I thought it's gonna reverse from 1740 or 1728, and it actually did reverse from 1740. So I'll see if I can sell again, but not now.
Still digesting the BTC fall right now. Trying to understand. Where's Tuxman today? Swing, did you see my analysis on S&P shorts? If you didn't, basically for the last 6 months, on the 19th of each month, S&P shorted really hard. So planning a short position for the 18th of next month.
When they and finally getting around with the interest rates, things are gonna change back.
Yeah, I'm like, it's obviously the day that I do it, I actually commit to it. It won't happen. I'll just feel like, say.
Yeah, well, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, always.
Looks like the euro isn't breaking out, huh?
What's a toist?
Title of your sex tape. What does it do? Ask me.
What did you change my name to?
No, I said, what do I call you? Because I can't. I'm not going to say what
overseas Evergrande accounts to ensure housing gets built, apparently.
Call me Callie.
Kelly, cool. That's a shorter name.
That's with a C, with a K.
To ensure housing gets built.
See,
You said it again?
From what we're hearing here, Chinese house regulators stepped up oversight of China's Evergrande Group's bank accounts to make sure funds are used to complete housing projects and not diverted to pay creditors.
Euro yen.
oh, China say the developer.
Loads of Evergrande news coming out now. Just waiting for Australia to break down.
Dollar index.
So, how do we call you again?
Cali.
Yeah, K.
I think with a C.
Isn't that a girl's name, Callie?
All right, with a I don't know. Call me Tone. Call me Tone.
Tom. Okay, Tom. How you doing? Oh, okay, you changed your name. Hello, Tom.
Sammy, you have an extreme sense of humor today.
Oh, I'm just having a good day.
Strangely.
How's the Tom? So I guess you're new to the server. Welcome.
Thanks.
Where are you from, buddy?
The U.S.
Euro yen.
I understand the US is quite large. Which sector?
The New York State.
New York State.
Yes.
Okay, cool. The Empire State of. Okay.
Dollar CAD.
How long have you been trading?
I've been trading for. I started in 2010.
Are you do I get like do I detect like you're quite like you have some sort of EA building or something like that in your trading, or algo, or am I just reading too much into your charts?
Not currently. It is. If it was an algo, you would see my entries and exits, but this is some algo on my PC. But I was just explaining ranges in trend lines and double trend lines.
Oh, okay, you have a name for them. Cool. Good, man. Nice analysis. I don't get it, but I was like, oh, that's why I was like, oh, maybe he does a lot of algo stuff, because it's stuff that I don't use.
Yeah, I don't really use the trend lines that much, but they help sometimes. I use the bands in this indicator.
Which bands do you use? Keltner?
Yeah, the Keltner bands.
Do you tune those to each one of your instruments?
Oh yeah, they're important because without them, the Keltner is kind of hard to determine if it's if it's like confirming the trend or not. Because the Keltner only works if it's trending. If it's going sideways, it does not work. So like the purple line is my momentum indicator, and it's called the LBR Smart ADX. It's like an improvement on the ADX. Do you know the ADX?
No, not something I'm familiar with.
It is a momentum indicator that it represents the advancing and declining in momentum, I guess, in like the moving average. So the smart ADX is it's like a smoothing of that, I think. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. So something that you found that you like using that kind of works well for you.
It's currently what is recommended to use with the Keltner channel.
Okay.
Yeah, so the way you use it is the smart ADX has two levels, the lower level and the upper level, those two black lines. And if it's above the black line, which is at 30, it is signaling.
Just note on the COVID front, Singapore has now asked that people work from home as COVID cases at record levels.
Whoa.
So Singapore tightens COVID rules to minimise strain on healthcare.
So it's above 30, you sell.
No, above 30, you don't sell. It's just a momentum indicator. So let's say so if it's above 30, that means it's strong momentum, and you should follow the trend.
Oh, okay.
So, and with Keltner channel now, so the person who figured this out was like, originally the Keltner channel is just meant to...
Welcome everybody, welcome. Hope everyone's doing well.
What the hell just happened to my phone?
What? Who was that?
I don't know. I think it was something on YouTube. I just clicked on. What the hell?
Yeah, so the Keltner channel, once it's above a band or below a band, you want to check to see if it has strong momentum, or if it, but first you want to know if it's trending. So if it's the third indicator at the bottom, the red and green with the two lines, that is a trend indicator. So I find first the trend it's in. If there's two lines, a fast line, a slow line. They both have two different moving averages, the 3-day moving averages and the 9-day moving average of something. I don't remember what it's the moving average of, but it's a 3-day and a 9-day moving average. There's two modes.
Sorry, Tom, your thing keeps cutting in and out.
I'm sorry, I keep holding it and it releases even though I'm holding it. So,
okay. The keyboard not cooperating with you.
oh, I'm on mobile.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I use this trend indicator to find the trend. And the way you use a trend indicator is if the fast line is above the slow line, it's trending up. The slow line is below. If the fast line is below the slow line, it's trending down. And there's another little quicker way of looking at it is with the histogram. The histogram confirms the fast and slow line relationship. So if the histogram is below 0, it's confirming the downtrend. If the histogram is above 0, it's confirming.
And when do you entry and exit?
So it depends on your level of aggression in the trade. So if you are very aggressive, you look at the price indicator, the Keltner channels. And if you're aggressive, you want to enter when it goes above when it goes above the upper band. And if it's trending, only if it's trending. So that means it has to be either going up and the 310 oscillator is green, or it could be going down and the 310 oscillator is red. So if it's trending, you want to use this strategy. If your entry would be at, if you're aggressive, in the midpoint of an uptrend between the upper band and the mid band. So in the chart in voice context, on the left hand side there's an uptrend. So on August 30th, there's a huge bar, like just before August 30th, there's a huge bar that broke above the upper band, and you notice it was green in the 310 oscillator. So that's confirming an uptrend, but you don't enter there. You want to enter in the middle if you're aggressive, or you can wait for it to touch the green line if you're not aggressive, if you're more conservative. But there's another criteria for 85% success rate. You would first have to wait for the momentum indicator to go above 30. So do you, in later after September 30th, just in between September 30th and August 30th and September, the beginning of September, there was a break above the upper band with a break above a touch of the 30 period, the 30 line in the Smart ADX. So that's the confirmation that the trend is very bullish, and it should go above that high. So this is just telling you, well, this is going above that high. So you wait for it to pull back either to the middle if you're aggressive, or you wait for it to pull back to the green line, which I have it set as a 2-factor of the 20 period. So the 20 period is the middle line, and the bands are 2 factors of the 20 period. So where you would enter, I don't have the dates very accurate on this, but where you would enter is at the first touch of the green line on the left side. And where you would exit, right, is you would just roll your stops up. So once it reaches your target, you would roll your stops up, but your stop price would be below the green line, depending on your level, your entry. So your entry is based on your level of aggression, and your exit is based on your entry, which implies that your exit is also based on your level of aggression. So a person who aggression level gives them or suggests them a target of the green line, they would enter in the middle of so the person on the bearish side who is less aggressive would exit if the trade bounces up above the green line but touches the purple line. But a person who is very, very aggressive would exit in between the green line and the purple line, right? Because so when one candle touches a band, is expected to revert to the mean and go to the lower band. But that doesn't always happen when it's trending. That never happens when it's trending. When it's trending, that means it's trending in a direction, so it's not going to touch the other band unless there's extreme volatility. So hello? Yeah. So
yeah.
So on a entry in the downside is the same thing. You want to wait for it to exceed the lower band and also have momentum be above 30, the smart ADX above 30. So you could see here on that doesn't happen in this chart. So what you would do is this, it doesn't give you the signal on this time frame, but you could use your trend lines to make the short trade, but it doesn't give you the setup here to go short. I can give you a good example of where this would.
Like, have you thought about, I'm just going to put in the voice context, have you thought about tuning up outer ranges of your counter band? So like if I use counters, I double the counters up and I change my band distances so that I have one that basically encapsulates nearly every move, and then a middle band. So if I want to be aggressive, I trade off the blue into the green. If I want to be ultra conservative, I wait for the red to go back to the green.
And that's on the bullish side.
It doesn't really matter. So even if it was trending up, and I would be able to get out on a bullish cycle, because obviously sometimes, you know, trends just change, and then you've got to take the.
So you enter on the blue and you exit on the green.
Yeah, that would be if I was being aggressive. I wanted like short, sharp.
Yeah. That's true. But that's an aggressive trade.
Whoa.
You'd also need some, because this is supposed to work like a lot of the times. So you should have like a high success thing. So you should also have a momentum indicator.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I'm finding it interesting hearing what you're saying about different indicators to add confluence. I'm just trying to figure out, because obviously the key visual for me is the two things you've got on that screen, which is the counter channel itself and that. But I just find it, I'm just suggesting that maybe it's easier to set your counter bands.
Yeah. I mean, that visual
gives you a better visual to start with, and then applying then what you have additionally to your strategy, I think might tune it up a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I have it algo with this programmed into it, but okay. I don't have mobile.
Okay.
So yeah, but my program is not perfect. Sometimes it gives me like I'm like, this doesn't pair my chart. So I have like mistakes in my algo because it's kind of difficult to write the scripting language. So this is like another like visual thing, but my algo.
Just like US listed crypto stocks have fallen between 3.5% to 6.5% pre-market following Bitcoin drop as China central bank cracks down on cryptocurrency trading and mining.
Right.
How you doing, Scott? He's muted.
So currently, I have a position on, but it's kind of contrary to what I'm talking about.
That's good. I like trading to non-plans.
This doesn't show the edge that well.
So what are you doing? Are you longing or short? I can't tell.
I am short, but the reason why is not apparent on the chart. Hold on, I'm going to show you. That's not even that much better, but like you can see the 310 oscillate at the bottom. It confirmed the trend is now down after crossing the slow line, the fast line crossing the slow line. So this has been trending for several hours, like probably 2 days now. And the momentum is still high, which means that it should, like this my trade is probably wrong. So it's signaling that if you was to enter at the green line, you would see prices above 110.56 half. So I'm probably on the wrong side of this. But the reason I'm on the wrong side is probably not significant enough for me to be on the wrong side. But I realized for the past few days that the market rallied in the US. The US dollar has been deteriorating. Like it's been going down, the value. So I think that UJ would follow suit and go down.
The resolution on your charts is way too small to make any predictions.
So that is a chart of the E-mini ESs on December 21 contract. So like originally the channel is meant to indicate once the band touch the upper or the lower, it should revert to the other end. So right now it's signaling that this should be going back to the purple line. All right, and we have, if you was to put your stop,
boys.
Hey, if you were to put your stop at the break, like if you were an aggressive trader, and if you was to put your stop at the break of the green line, if you would have put your stop at the break of the green line, you would have been stopped out, but you would have been a P&L profitable. Or you could have put you could even been more aggressive and put your stop at the purple line.
What line am I looking at here? What are we talking
Voice,
about?
voice contact.
Ah, interesting. What asset is this?
That is the ES E-minis futures.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's American language for S&P, isn't it?
Yeah. So my trade was go short the Japanese yen because that was the most volatile currency at the time. The euro US dollar was just stagnant. And that was my play on the E-minis. Like I thought the S&P, the SPX, was going to continue to go up. I mean, not in the last hour, but in the next 24 to 36 hours or something, right? So I went short the Japanese yen. But my strategy says once you see the price of the underlying instrument above or below the upper band or the lower band, respectively, you would check the momentum
We're
indicator.
about 2.5 minutes away from the bottom. From LIBOR fixings. For those on the macro line.
You would check the momentum indicator of your choice, but it's recommended that you use an ADX. I am using the Smart ADX and the 310 oscillator with the KST, which is proprietary indicator by Martin Pring, but he gives you the formula in his book, Technical Analysis Explained. Forgot what it was, but I programmed it in, and this is what it is, and it could be adjusted.
Nice.
Yeah.
Happy for you.
Yeah. I don't know if you see what I'm talking about, but I'm looking at the voice context images.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm watching as you post.
So based on the strategy, you would be long at the you would have gotten long at the touch of the green line in the JPY USD JPY dollar yen. In the dollar yen pair, you would have gotten long at the green line, and you would have your TP above the highs, all right? And then if you want, you could actually have a trailing stop after it goes above the high to see if it continues to run.
How long have you been trading for?
I've been trading with this strategy for like 10 years.
10 years, huh?
Yeah, this strategy only works in a trending market.
So what's your angle on the S&P now that it's going to fall out of the trend?
The
What do you
Dow,
fall out of the trend?
Well, fundamentally, you want to look for like a 2% or 3% day. We've been getting like 1.5, 1.7% rallies. So you want to look for like a 3% rally in the S&P or the Dow. Then you can buy the leaders. And then you just wait for them to start trending again.
And how do you establish the trend?
Huh?
How do you define trending?
And what in that example?
Well, generally, you said it only works when stuff is trending.
Oh, when it's trending. So, like, trend means, I mean, according to Dow theory, there's like the tenets of the Dow theory defines what a trend is. So, but here, I have an indicator that tells me when it's trending. So it's trending when the 310 oscillator is green, it's trending up. When the 310 oscillator is red, it's trending down. But
Awesome oscillator is better, I think.
Oscillators are secondary for me. They're just for confirmations and never really used to find a trade.
Right, as we head into the US session and again the afternoon for Europe, we are looking at a number of speakers coming through this afternoon. We start with Norges Bank Deputy Governor Walden Bach speaking at the top of the hour. ECB's Elderson, who spoke yesterday, will speak from the OECD. But we have some Fed speakers. We have ECB speakers as well. Lane set to speak today. We've had Lagarde speak earlier this morning.
so according to Charles Dow, there's something called a tide, a wave, and a ripple. So a tide is the primary trend.
So just give you some times for those. 11 o'clock, midday, or 11 o'clock GMT rather, which is midday London time. Bach will speak. Then again at 10 to 1 London time, 10 to 12 GMT. ECB board member Frank Elderson will be participating in the OECD roundtable. At 1300 GMT, 2 o'clock London time, Bank of England's Temrero, external member of the MPC, is due to give a speech at the International Conference on Public Finance. This is in lieu of any real data. We haven't got anything at half one of any note. We'll also hear from board member and chief economist Philip Lane attending the 5th edition of the Joint Regional Financing Arrangements Annual Research Seminar. And then Jerome Powell, head of the Fed, will give opening remarks for a virtual Fed Listens perspective on the pandemic recovery. 1400 GMT, 1500 London time. I want to get other Fed speakers along at that event as well. And then President Biden, later in the day, will host Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Japanese current Prime Minister Suga to the White House for the inaugural Quad Leaders Summit.
Ha! He's hosting Scott Morrison. Be surprised if he can remember his name. He forgot it earlier in a press conference.
I miss the old days where the king was the first one on the battlefield.
So we have some retail sales data up shortly for July.
That'd be a sight, just a senile old man just stumbling into China. Charge!
Mexican retail sales then rise 9.9%. That's below annually. That's below the 11.7% analysts were looking for. On the month, retail sales fell by 0.4%. That's a deeper drop than the 0.2% expected, and after a minus 0.6% last month.
Has the Fed started tapering yet? I think they have.
Just note COVID news. UK ONS infection survey estimates 1 in 90 had COVID-19 in the last week. Previously 1 in 80.
So there's several like fake moves that happen in this pattern. So there's something called a bull trap and there's something called a bear trap.
Are you new here?
No, but someone sound interesting. Yeah, I'm new. But yes, I'm new.
Yeah, we're familiar with bull traps and bear traps.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
We've all been trading for quite a long time.
yeah. So he asked me if I knew if I knew how to like identify the trend and how would I identify it, but
Right, yeah. I forgot about that question.
So like when it's trending, you don't have those issues. There's a bull trap and a bear trap. Like in this chart here, the contract position and the strategy, the first post. You see a bear trap. So it looked like it was going to trend down, but it actually reversed and went like significantly higher. So what you could do to identify when your Keltner channel signal is incorrect is to use candlestick patterns. So yeah. So that's just one fail safe in the strategy.
Tom, what are you usually trading?
So like this past week, I've been concentrating on the commodity oil, and the currency pair I use is obviously the UCAD. But yesterday and today and this morning was horrible. So I don't know. Now I'm just doing UJ. But I don't really trade currencies like that. I mostly trade
You got the
stock.
Bipartisan Policy Center here says that US debt limit may be reached by October the 15th to November the 4th.
Yeah, but trading oil and cat at the same time is not really wise.
I mean, using one as an indicator of the other, that's useful. But trading them both at once, maybe not. Because you're either hedging yourself or you're doubling down.
I don't trade the futures in oil. I just trade the currency. But I use the as a confirmation the oil market.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. What time frames are you usually on?
I am usually on the hourly, and so I just check the 15-minute once in a while, but I'm usually on the hourly. But sometimes I do the 1 minute, but I haven't done that in a long time. This strategy though works best on the 5 minute. The 5 minute is where this works a lot, really good.
Are you counting candlesticks?
You could do that if you want.
But are you doing it?
Sometimes I do. Like in this picture, you really couldn't count candlesticks in the EURUSD on the 4 hour. I mean, I guess you could, but it was so like you would have got stopped out so many times, even though you were counting candlesticks. That's why the strategy never even signaled a trade. I'm gonna reply with the post. So that didn't open automatically, but
What
if you look
do
at the
guys think
picture,
GU for the rest of the week?
I can take a look at GU and apply the strategy and give you an opinion.
Okay.
That's not. I can't get the edge of the picture. So hold on.
Come on, Euro. I don't have all day. Oh, actually, my take profit is too high.
I took a short sell, a very, very short-term sell on GU, but I closed it on like 10 pips. So
My Euro short is a little bit lower, 3.5 actually. Oh, that's not very far.
Oh well, the GU short is valid short, but I would have waited because there's no real momentum down as yet, but it's been trending down for a few hours, for several hours.
What would you wait for?
Wait for it to start moving.
I would wait for it to either go back above the red line, because if you notice in the picture I showed prior to this current action, an example where it trends even below the red line without coming back above it, you could see that the momentum is actually high, but here the momentum is actually decreasing. I mean, the momentum is actually decreasing at the current state. So you might want to wait for it to bounce back to short it. And even then, the short might be a bear trap, but this looks not the case, like not the case.
well, there is a possibility of reversing and just going back up from 1.367 or 36.6. So I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. I'm applying the Fibonacci, and it's right at the 50% level right now. So I will just wait. I rather sell, even a little bit heavier, just past 1.361. But I'm not feeling okay about this sale from here, because it might as well just reverse.
Yes, I
also did post a chart on the 4-hour. I think that was yesterday. And for now, at least, well, it did hold the 50% 4-hour fib. I highlighted that one in black, but it's too far away from it. It's like not enough, not close enough to it.
Seriously, the Euro just dodged my take profit by like 0.2 pips. I'm moving it up.
I'll be back in a minute.
All right, that's it. That was a nice one.
What was your trade in a short in EU?
Oh, short gold right now.
I was short euro dollar until a minute ago. I'm still short DAX, but I'm gonna close that in about 4 euros.
Gold.
Oh, fuck it, I'm closing it now.
Yeah, it looks like the lower band of the channel would hold the euro US dollar, even though it's in a confirmed downtrend. And the S&P is falling, so yeah, this is another confirmation. Or like the ES is falling, not the S&P, the futures. Oh, and the futures just broke, but not closed below the lower band. But momentum. There are also candlestick patterns you can follow, like on the reversals, the reversal ones. You can look for them below or above the upper and lower bands. So once you see them, you know if they're gonna follow through. If like that's the details I don't remember, but like if you look for like the 2 candle patterns and the 3 candle patterns, and they're above the or below like some extreme of this chart, then you could like somehow guess. But there's a particular nuance that could make it like 100% sure that it's gonna reverse. I just don't remember, but you can look it up.
Crypto just took a nice dump.
Yes. I loaded up really heavy on the VWAP.
What, did you short it?
I
No.
shorted it an hour-ish ago, 2 hours something. But then it tested the VWAP like 3 times and it never made a new high. And then, okay, and then I did like 17 lots on the last test.
Nice.
Wait, I'll show you what I mean. Like, this is like textbook going on here. 5-3.
Scale into crypto hard today. And probably tomorrow. Got a bunch of money on the way.
Yeah, you see it?
Just for this dip. Where am I looking?
Euro dollar VWAP. Like going up and oh hell no, and right back down. The last time I added 17 lots and then it broke out. Good profit at the weekly VWAP, which is also pivot and some structural support. You see the yellow line? We're gonna go lower though. I guess that's it for me. I'm not supposed to trade today anyway. So, gonna call it a day here.